Having guts is not the same as hiding in a safe place. In the second scenario, we cut ourselves off from others on purpose. This is frequently a strategy to avoid facing scary things in life. Those who often do this might feel helpless, thinking they can't handle the outside world due to a lack of ability and confidence. Sadly, they end up missing a lot of what life has to offer because they choose to avoid human cruelty. Alternatively, we can focus on building our mental strength instead of choosing self-isolation. By doing this, we become better at handling difficult individuals and situations, ensuring they don't impede our pursuit of a fulfilling life. This video introduces Stoic philosophy as a tool for cultivating such strength. What do we mean by fortitude? Merriam-Webster Online defines it as the mental resilience that empowers someone to face dangers or endure suffering or challenges with courage. Stoic fortitude is about using Stoic principles to bolster our mental toughness, encouraging us to move beyond our safe havens and more actively engage with life. The Stoic philosophers excelled in using logic and reason to navigate the world, teaching us that many things outside of us don't deserve our focus. They believed that the opinions of others and the pursuit of a good reputation are not as crucial as we think. These are just means to an end. The Stoics emphasized that while we can't alter the world, we can shift our perspective and our reaction to it. Adopting the right mindset enables us to conquer any challenge, though it requires consistent effort and practice. How do Stoic teachings change our way of thinking? They suggest that our own beliefs, especially those that cause us annoyance or distress, are often what make life seem hard, not life itself. It's our expectations about how life should be that bring us pain, because these expectations don't always match the hard truths of reality, leading to our suffering. In one of his letters, the Stoic philosopher Seneca addressed his friend Serenus's hope for a world without rudeness and scorn. Seneca's response highlights a different perspective. He wrote, "You are wishing for the impossible by hoping for a world without offense. It's more likely that those who benefit from not committing wrongs are the ones who would commit them, rather than one who wouldn't be harmed by them, even if they occurred." This suggests that changing our view of the world can free us from the struggle against it. Life is inevitably filled with pain, rudeness, selfishness, and violence. The less we fight this truth, the more peacefully we can confront the world. In Of Peace of Mind, Seneca argued that understanding how to face death is essential for living well. Acknowledging that death is an inevitable part of life from the moment of birth allows us to live in harmony with this fact. This awareness strengthens our mental resilience. If we are prepared for death at any time, nothing can surprise us. He further stated, "By anticipating all possible events, a person removes the fear of all misfortunes. These only impact those who never considered them and focused solely on happiness. Illness, imprisonment, misfortune, fire, none are surprises. I always knew the chaotic company I shared with nature." This philosophy emphasizes the importance of expecting and preparing for life's challenges rather than being caught off guard by them. Let's keep exploring Epictetus's teachings. He guides us in building mental resilience, emphasizing controlling our wants and dislikes. Typically, people seek specific results in life. While this isn't inherently wrong, it does bring its own set of consequences. Epictetus said, "A person progressing, having understood from philosophers that wanting means seeking good and dislike means shunning evil, and realizing that true peace and joy come only from achieving what one wants and avoiding what one dislikes. Such a person eliminates his desires entirely and postpones them, using his aversion solely on matters within his control. This idea is relevant to all aspects of life. As Epictetus explains in his Enchiridion, we are weak and submissive when we focus on things outside our control. If we depend on such things for our happiness, we place ourselves in a vulnerable position. Epictetus advises us to be indifferent to anything beyond our will. If we're not, external factors end up controlling our happiness. True mental strength involves a deliberate disregard for things we can't control, which we usually desire or fear. This involves stopping the desire to be liked, the fear of losing possessions, and concentrating solely on our actions. Epictetus even suggests that we should embrace being mocked, scorned, and seen as losers if it means maintaining our inner peace. He says, "You must be vigilant, work hard, overcome certain desires, leave your friends, be scorned by your servant, be ridiculed by those you encounter. Always be at a disadvantage in public positions, honors, and legal matters. Reflect on all these things thoroughly, then decide if you're willing to trade them for calmness, freedom, and peace of mind." Chrysippus, often considered the most eminent of the Stoics, made significant strides in Stoic philosophy, especially in the area of propositional logic. Known for his productivity, he authored over 700 volumes, though sadly, none have survived. Chrysippus expanded Stoic ethics, emphasizing that the ultimate aim of our actions should be to lead a happy life. He believed that to achieve this, we must understand the universe's distinction between good and bad, as he phrased it, to live in accordance with one's experience of the natural world. The Stoics, following this perspective, developed a system distinguishing virtue, vice, and everything in between, concluding that virtuous living equates to happiness, while vice leads to unhappiness. Among the key Stoic virtues is courage, contrasting with cowardice, a vice in their view. Courage is seen as vital for developing Stoic resilience. Often the virtuous path involves confronting fears and enduring pain rather than avoiding it. Courage enables us to make correct decisions and attain our objectives despite challenges. Common vices, like overindulging in substances or opting for easy pleasures over challenging tasks, are seen as ways to shy away from difficulties. These vices provide short-lived happiness, followed by the distress of unmet long-term goals, missed opportunities due to fear, and the subsequent low that comes from actions that harm ourselves or others, often leading to feelings of shame and guilt. Virtue might bring temporary discomfort, but the lasting satisfaction it brings is truly worthwhile. We can think of virtue as a guiding star, constantly aimed for in our journey. By setting our sights on a goal that goes beyond mere pain and pleasure, we find it easier to stay steadfast in tough times. This approach requires us to be indifferent to our external circumstances, ensuring they don't overpower our decision-making power. Our focus should be on our actions and their virtue, with less emphasis on external events, as these are part of fate and out of our hands. Epictetus said, "If I knew it was destined for me to fall ill, I would welcome it, just like a foot, if it could think, would choose to step into mud if necessary." Illness or other challenges don't hinder our capacity to act virtuously. The Stoics believed that whatever happens is part of nature's plan, and rather than wishing things were different, we should accept them and act appropriately. This acceptance of fate and its role in strengthening our resilience leads us to the next Stoic philosopher, the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius. As the ruler of the vast Roman Empire, Marcus Aurelius was well aware of life's difficulties. He faced not just continuous warfare against enemies, but also dealt with a devastating plague. Additionally, he endured personal hardships like illnesses and betrayal by his wife, Faustina. To handle the challenging people he met daily, Marcus developed a Stoic practice known as negative visualization. This technique strengthens the mind by helping adjust our expectations. In his Meditations, specifically the 11th book, Marcus reminds himself to pursue virtue, undeterred by those who may obstruct his path. He recognized that not everyone has our best interests at heart, and some may even try to hinder us. However, regardless of their actions, we cannot hold them accountable for our mistakes, as they cannot influence our choices. We are solely responsible for our decisions. Marcus wrote, "If someone disrespects me, that's their issue. My responsibility is not to act or speak in a way that's disgraceful. If someone dislikes me, that's their issue. My duty is to remain patient and friendly to all, including them, ready to demonstrate their error, not out of spite or to showcase my self-discipline, but in a sincere and upright manner." In essence, Seneca counseled accepting the world as it is, rather than how we wish it to be. He emphasized the importance of understanding how to face death to live a fulfilling life, suggesting that misfortune should be anticipated as a natural aspect of existence. Epictetus pointed out that things outside our control are unreliable sources of happiness, advocating for a focus on what we can influence, our actions. Chrysippus, a prominent Stoic philosopher, taught that happiness is intertwined with virtue, and courage is essential to confront challenges and fears for a good life. Conversely, indulging in vices might bring temporary pleasure, but ultimately leads to dissatisfaction. Marcus Aurelius, in his writings, stressed that external conditions do not hinder our freedom to choose, placing the onus of our decisions squarely on ourselves. By disregarding trivial matters, we strengthen our resolve. Thank you for watching.